All right, what's up, everybody? Happy halftime with a hell of a game going on right now. It's we got me, Rando, from Homer Shot Sports and Cappers TV. Of course, we got the awesome Jo Madden. How you doing, Joe?
I'm incredible. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm super excited to be here. Not only because I'm here with you, but we get to talk to somebody who's a little popular now. We've seen him on NBC Sports. He's been on different sports podcasts. I'm sure he's getting a lot of calls from long lost family members and friends. We're going to bring him on here in a second. But before we do that, Joe, how's everything going in the Jo Madden world?
Everything is absolutely fantastic. We had some great dogs win yesterday, which I love. I was totally on the Raiders and the Steelers and the Patriots to cover, which they did. And then who else was the big upset? Miami. How could I forget about Miami?
Right here, baby.
I was on the to that one, but congratulations.
So that leads us into our guest for the day. I'll bring him on in a second, but I do have to say his attire is going to look a lot like mine. Oh, let me get this show. We'll be starting soon off the board here. His attire looks a lot like mine. Let's give it up for the guy who turned $100 parlay into $46,000. Guys, that's $1,000. We got Jerry. What's up, Jerry?
What's up, guys?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice jersey, man.
Gotta wear that too, you know.
I was expecting maybe a new gold chain or something, some Louis Vuitton glasses or something, but
maybe about 10 years ago. But after 2 kids and a wife, I don't think that's gonna be allowed.
Well, Alex, has your wife spent your money yet?
No, not yet, but she's been talking about it.
Does she know about the money?
Yeah, no, she knows.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Again, my name is Rando from Homer Shot Sports and the Cappers TV. We got Jo Madden, the Jo Madden from the Odds Against Us podcast and many other things, Joe, that I'd love for you to plug here in a little bit. But our man of the hour, Mr. Jerry Emer. I'm saying your last name correct, right? Emer? Jerry Emer. Before we get started, guys, I gotta tell you, Jerry and I go back a few years. We're actually in this some of the same big Dolphins fan groups. We've actually been Facebook friends for like 5 years. So when I heard about this dude winning his parlay, I said, "Oh, that's great. Come to see." It was him.
That's it.
It was my man Jerry. So I called. I Facebooked him. I said, "Hey, we got to get you on Cappers TV. We gotta hear about it." So Jerry, real quick before we get into some hard-nosed questions, man, tell us a little bit about your background, what you do, your capping background, your betting background, your football background. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So as you know, I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. Grew up in Brooklyn.
Fins up.
Actually, just moved to Jersey this year, and so I wasn't really into the betting thing because besides my little illegal football sheets I would do once in a while, in New York. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that was about it, man. It was wasn't until recently I started getting into sports betting. This football season, once it started, someone brought it up to me because I know a lot about football and I love talking about it, and it's never crossed my mind to put 2 and 2 together and start making some money off of it. And but it's working out pretty good. I'd say the last 2 months have been pretty crazy.
I would say.
So yeah, talk about making some money off of it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's get right into that, man. Tell us about the parlay bet you made. And then 2, what was your thought process around it? Was it just a bet you just randomly put together, or was it something you thought about? Tell us about that bet, man.
So no, it definitely wasn't random. I actually I made 5 parlays that day. 3 of them were Carson Wentz first touchdown score. So I was you can never be confident in first touchdown score, but I felt pretty good about it. The Giants' strength is, their interior D linemen, and one of the weaknesses of the Eagles is their interior O linemen. So, once they get inside that 5-yard line, that was going to be a hard time for them to punch it in. And I figure on first down, hopefully they take a shot and, Wentz is mobile, run that read option, try to do something, and luckily that's what happened.
Yeah, and then for those of you that are new to betting, like myself, when you get an anytime touchdown or a first time touchdown from a quarterback, it has to be him running it in, right? So
running or receiving, we've
running
seen that too.
Hey, Nick Foles, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what else was in that bet?
So I needed Sterling Shepard to score a touchdown. I needed Boston Scott. I needed Carson Wentz to throw. I forget exactly how many yards it was. I think it was 242 or 252, something like that. And I felt pretty good about everything on that bet. But once Wentz scored that touchdown, I felt pretty good. And then the game, the first half went on, and I didn't feel so good about it.
Who did you have in the other two parlays for the first touchdown?
I actually hit on another one because I took away the Eagles money line. I took away Carson Wentz's over on his yards, but I only put $10 on that one. So I hit that one too for another $1,700.
Wow. That is a fantastic day in betting. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yep.
Wonderful.
And then I had another one as a real backup. I had just Carson Wentz first touchdown scorer and Giants winning the game. So just in case. So either way, I was going to win a little something, but not $46,000.
Awesome. Well, are these bets you make a lot? What's your normal bet? I know you said you had a couple parlays that day, but are these the type of bets you make a lot? What do you usually go for?
That was definitely my biggest Thursday night football betting. I was usually more of like a $10 better, $20 better. Before that, my biggest hit was me saying, you know what? Let me throw 50. I felt good about a parlay in the Lakers game, and I threw it all together. And I said, you know what? Let me put 50 on this, and that actually hit for 2,400. But as far as everything else, it was mostly $10, bets to win 500, 500, 800, little things like that. But that was a big one to put 100.
So what felt different about this night that you thought that's it, putting $100 on it?
Because I thought about it a lot, and it bothered me. Like, it was one of those things where I said, this bothers me so much that if I don't put $100 on this, like, I'm thinking about it, because I thought about it. I'm like, what if I put 100 on this? And I typed it in, and it came up. It was actually 52,000 at first. I was at work. It was funny because I was on my lunch break, and it was bothering me in my head. And I typed in the bet just to see what the odds were, and I put everything together. And at first I typed in $10. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I put in another 0, and I'm like, oof, this has been something I've been thinking about, And I saw 52,000 on the screen. And I'm like, oof, this is if I don't put this $100 on this, it's going to bother me for a long time. So I couldn't bet until I got back home to Jersey. So that between 12 o'clock and a little after 4, the odds went down. So it went from 52 to 46. So actually, because I didn't get to bet in that moment, I lost 6,000 on that.
Wow. Do you wish you put more on it? What did you have that split second? I wish I bet 1,000.
No, I don't get into that mentality because that'll drive you nuts. You know what I mean?
I do that all the time.
I bet you he'd be feeling that if he didn't put that extra 0, though.
Yeah, that'll just drive you nuts. I've had quite a few bets. I actually Thursday night football game, I put $10. I don't know why I felt good about Sam Darnold scoring the first touchdown of the game. Jets being creative. The guy never rushes the ball. But he has one rushing touchdown every year, and something told me like I feel good about this guy. The Jets getting creative and doing something funky, and sure enough, he ran for 50 yards and scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
$10 on him scoring the first touchdown. And the Braves, I think, scoring first in the game, and that $10 was $862 payout. So
wow,
that was pretty cool.
Oof, somebody's getting a nice steak dinner.
Yeah.
Hey, so we got a question from a viewer. What betting platform do you use?
So I use FanDuel and also DraftKings. I've been really big on.
You called it, Dimitri. Nice.
Yeah, I've been really big on FanDuel lately because that same game parlays are really a difference maker. Betting on different things, different games is fun, but the same game, it's like you're so interested.
Now, did you think about maybe calling FanDuel and saying, "Hey, maybe get me on a commercial or something? Because I got to think they don't just pay out 46 grand daily. Has anybody reached out to you from them or anything like that?
There may or may not be something in the works right now that I can't talk about.
All right, cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to have you back later then, huh?
Yeah.
So the game was last Sunday, right? It was the Eagles and the Giants. So while you're watching the game, were you like just dead set on watching that game? Wanting to get that parlay, or were you bouncing between other games? What was your mindset on that Sunday? Since the Dolphins had a bye.
It was actually a Thursday night game, and so there was nothing else on.
Oh, it was Thursday night. That's right.
Yeah, it was Thursday night game. Nothing else was on, and I mean, the way I was invested in that game, that's my game I was watching regardless, because I don't like doing these $100 bets. Like I'm very smart with so like I said, after that win, I'm still up another 2K since then. That's been a little over a week now. Coming into that game, I was up a few thousand before that. It's I know how to be smart with it. I know how to little by little, and if I keep hitting, it's gonna be good. But that particular game, I was, watching. The first half sucked for me because Carson Wentz got that touchdown. I got way too excited. Felt good. The rest of the game, not so much. Late in the game, Sterling Shepard gets that touchdown. At that point, though, Giants are up double digits. I need the Eagles money line and the Boston Scott touchdown. Mm-hmm. So you figure, what is there? 5 minutes left in the game. I need this to happen. Eagles drive down the field. They get a little excited. Maybe this Boston Scott touchdown's coming. Doesn't happen. Giants get the ball back. Ingram drops that pass, and that's when I started to really get the adrenaline going, because I was like, now they're driving down the field. This is very possible. They drive down the field. They get towards the goal line. They take Boston Scott out. And then they had I think it was holding, set them back. And now I'm like, this is a passing situation. They're going to pass to a wide receiver or something like that. Nope, they passed to Boston Scott. So that was sick. I went nuts. And
if I remember correctly, it was his toe was just this far from the line, right? Did they review it, or
it was
that had to be nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah, so I jumped up, but I didn't really celebrate. I jumped up and I stood there and I watched and I was like, nope, nothing. No, the announcers weren't talking about it. Now that's when I really started to get pumped up. And then I was cautiously optimistic, though, because there was still 40 seconds left and anything's possible. So I didn't really celebrate until that fumble, and then I celebrated and I got it on video.
So who were you watching with? Was it just you alone?
Yeah, my wife was sleeping. The kids were sleeping.
Did you wake everyone up in the house when you realized?
So everybody was like, I would have went crazier if I was this guy, because I got it on video of me celebrating, and I was like not yelling, and they don't understand. You have 2 toddlers. You do not want to wake them up, and 46 grand's not even worth waking them up in the middle of the night.
Okay, so what did your wife say when she found out you won?
She was confused.
Did you wake her up in the middle of the night?
She was in a dead sleep. She was, I woke her up, and I was like, "We just won $46,000," and I shook her a little bit, and she's like, "Oh what? Oh wow! Oh what?" Out of it. And so then I ran back downstairs. I was, bugging out, and I was calling people, and then 45 minutes later, she rolled out of bed, and she's like, "What did you do?"
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, speaking of that, I just, I got a 3-month-old at home now, so I'm just learning how to celebrate without, waking the baby up. So it's not easy.
It's tough. Yeah, you got to do a lot of inside yells.
Yeah. I'm still learning. Awesome. So, do you feel like a little celebrity now? Because I've seen you on a couple things.
Yeah.
Who's reached out to you that you can talk about? I know NBC Sports talked to you. But anybody else you could tell us about?
Yeah, a lot of local podcasts and stuff like that. I was on my good friend's podcast. It's called You Watch I Listen. Awesome podcast, and these guys are hysterical, and we had a good time with it. As soon as it happened, I reached out to them and I was like, "Yeah, we got to do a special on this podcast." And it was funny, like I thought it would be. And but for the most part, it's been a lot of little guys. And I want to show everybody love, everybody's showing me love. I'm not, and so hopefully I can be on some shows. Hopefully I can help people. Hopefully I can go on some sports betting things. And give out some free advice, because it's kind of hard to find the free advice out there because, understandably, people are making careers out of it. And I want to help somebody that's, has a couple dollars to, play around with for fun and give them advice to win money. And I did help a lot of people out on Sunday. I gave them a pretty sick 3-team parlay. I called it a reverse dogs parlay. It was 3 underdogs. I didn't like that they were underdogs, and I thought that they would, win the game. Instead of, they were getting points on the book, I took away points from them. It was the Steelers the Steelers were +3. I took away 3.5 from the Steelers. The Dolphins were +3 too, around there. I took away 6.5 from the Dolphins because I knew that Brian Flores was going to come up with a plan to make Goff look silly, and he did. And the Raiders, I didn't like that they were underdogs against the Browns, missing OBJ, Chubb, and the fact that Carr can tear apart their pass defense. But it ended up working out. People were sending me their bet slips. I'm like, this is awesome. People were taking $2 and making $80 out of it. It was really cool.
Hey, man, that's the whole point of it. That's great. For those of you jumping in partway through this, we're here. The Jo Madden and I are here with Jerry Emer, who turned $100 parlay and $46,000. So, whew, I think Zyreek over here just needed to just confirm $100 parlay to 46. Yes, sir. This guy over here. So, so any old friends or family reach out to you like, hey, Jerry, it's been a long time. Let's hang out, or any long lost cousins or anything?
A lot of old friends, and it's been cool though. You fall out of touch with people. I understand. It's like I don't hold nothing against anybody. So my name comes up. They see all this things going on, and they're reminded of me, and they reach out to me. So I don't I answer everybody. I show everybody love. They show me love.
Awesome.
I love that.
Wonderful.
Weirdest connection that's come out of this?
What do you mean?
Like one connection that you thought you'd never get that's come out of you winning this.
Ex-girlfriends or
I love Pat McAfee, and he actually he retweeted it on his page, and I was like, that's awesome. Like that's wow. I love his show and everything like that. So he retweeted it, I was like, this is cool. That was like my little starstruck moment.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Has he talked about you on his podcast at all? Because I usually listen to him. I haven't really listened this week too much.
I listened to a few of them. I didn't hear him talk about me, but I might have missed one of the episodes. I know he does Hammer Down. I listened to a couple of them. He didn't mention me there, but could have been.
Wow, great. What are you planning to do with all that cheddar?
Yeah, so it's sitting in my bank account right now. I'm playing with the house's money right now. So I keep building up, and that cheddar is probably going to go to a third row seating car. So I got the two toddlers.
Nice.
Right now we have a leased sedan, so that's not working out for having 2 kids.
That's just a dad thing to spend your winnings on.
Yeah, that's pretty much our prize right now. We're looking at getting a new car.
Amen.
Well, I love that you're being responsible with your money. That's fantastic, and not just gambling it all away.
That's the important part. Yeah.
For sure.
Wonderful.
So, what advice would you give the average day bettor out there?
Don't go crazy. Don't spend your last dollar. I get it. Like, I get you have hunches and this and that, but be smart about it. Build up your, I started out with $100 deposit back in early September, and I was building on it, and I was hitting this and I was hitting that. And so the whole time I was playing with the house's money, but just be smart, do your research, and don't let anybody get in your head telling you have to do this pick. I see that online a lot. There's people in my inbox saying you have to do this, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I don't like that. Like, wow. And sure enough, it wouldn't happen. It's like, don't let people get in your head. Do your own research. There's so much information on the internet. You could do your own picks and be pretty good at it.
Good for you.
Wonderful. Well, looks like this game's back on. Jerry, it's been awesome having you on, man, especially another Dolphin brother.
Yeah.
So before we go, Jerry, anything you want to plug, any Facebook groups or anything, man, now's your time. Go for it, dude.
So I post most of my parlays on my Twitter account before the games. Paranormal, PARANORMAL _base BASS. And my friend's podcast is awesome, and I'll be doing segments with them. It's called You Watch, I Listen. You can find it on Spotify or SoundCloud, and that's about it.
Awesome. I definitely want to give a shout out to Dolphins Nation 305. Give a big shout out to Paris Love. That's real family there for any of you Dolphin fans out there. There's a lot of us. So check out Dolphins Nation 305. Joe, where can everybody find you?
Pretty easy on all social media platforms at the Jo Madden. And I want to give a big shout out to Cappers TV as well. So go check them out, you guys. Yeah,
and everybody, you can find me at Homer Shot Sports on Instagram. I haven't been too active. I got a newborn at home, but check me out on a Homer Shot Sports. And guys, the Cappers TV, I know most of y'all know about it, but if you don't, the Cappers TV, we're going to, we got Jerry. We're going to get some other great talent too. But Jerry, brother, man, it was so great having you. I'm so happy for you, man. Couldn't happen to a better person.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. And Joe, it's always I get a little frog in my throat now, getting a little emotional here. But Joe, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for getting on here with me, Joe.
Of course, anytime. Thank you, Jerry, too.
Yeah, and everybody watching, man, thank you guys for all your comments and everything. And then let's get back to this game. And everybody, like I always say, let's make some money.
That's it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye, guys.